game.
I need another heavy. I've got TB and a quick draw.
I want to get fairly tight to it. Now, anybody who's going to be working range, I'm going to need you to fade right on this. If anybody's running short, is going to stay towards the top of the caldera if we're going to come at them.
I have you in the Griffin.
Sounds good.
Well, that's the thing. We got to get to brawling range, so I may be moving us, right up to the hoop if we have to.
Wolverine nach Charlie 4.
It's fine, chill out, man. It's fine. It's just a 5-starter.
Komm Leute, redet miteinander.
15 seconds. Yeah, XXXIII, don't die. 15 seconds, don't die. Guys. 3, 2, 1.
Charlie Dar, CT, yellow.
Okay, go to Charlie, see if we can get it there.
To your left, is there?
So, jetzt guys, hinter die Indie-Pocken.
Mediums be prepared to pull back E40 towards the E5 border.
On my mark. Left side, come on! Like now, I need strikes on OP barrels. Why are our strikes up?
Die Hauptgruppe rechts, Uferlinie.
They have 3 mechs sitting on the left side when you pass over.
Overheating is bad.
Both legs on the Griffin. Get the Griffin!
Oh yeah. Sorry about that. That was such a
That's right. I'm gonna spawn Lance, you guys in Charlie, Lance, you guys in Bravo. That's B2C1.
This third drop is 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, 2 assaults.
Let's in die Breite ziehen, zieht euch in die Breite.
Lights, watch our backs. We're gonna about base and take up position in Bravo 6.
Ja, kurz Aufschaltung, Delta 4, 3 Stück, 2 Mediums einleiten, wie ich das richtig gesehen habe.
Make a firing line.
C4 Tactical Hill, boys.
Fox.
Laufen unter ECM, haben 2 durchlaufen, 10 Bravo 4.
And get ready to hit people coming from our right.
Charlie on the left. Charlie, a Hellbringer on the left.
Okay, let's group up towards the left. We're gonna press through Bravo 3 to Bravo 4. I think they're kind of spread out.
Check yourselves. Make sure you've got, UAV cool shot.
Hey, here they come. They're pushing hard, guys.
Deco. Tez on.
Go.
Oh, got a contact here, Bravo 3.
Nice, Marshall. I'm on Delta Griffin.
Well, you cross it then. Get in their face.
They got a highlighter, they just push up on Theta. We need help on Theta. Up on Theta.
Yep, that's the noise. Go. Let's finish this.
Full pressure, guys, full pressure. They're down low. They're down low in Charlie 3. Get the fucking arm, Jackson.
Jackson, cool shot.
Golf. I got him. Go, P3, go.
Echo, go.
Get over on your mediums, guys. Get Echo Stormcrow. God, I suck as a pilot, but thank I packed my skill.
I'm sorry that you died, sweet girls, but we will send a reasonably nice letter to your family.
Hello everybody, welcome to Van Zan's Militia Scrapyard Showdown, Division A, the Coalition versus KDCM tonight. I'm here with Taitetsu. We had the pleasure to cast a match earlier tonight already with 228 versus Revenants, which was quite interesting. Taitetsu, the game earlier was your first cast. How was it for you?
Little learning curve on
Perfect. And both teams are in already. The Coalition with a very strong roster, a lot of EQ and a bit of JJX here with Chickenman as the team lead, Neandra, G-Ram, Stimrock, Tower Size. I never know how to pronounce Tower, probably Django, Krasnopevsky, and Shine Plasma. On the KDCM side, we have German Gundor leading the team tonight. Zell Naiga, Way of the Ferret, Stool Softener, Logic Prime, Call Me Jill, and Whiskey Tango Fox 007. Both very, very experienced comp teams in Division A, household names with a lot of experience. EQ, of course, the leading champion from the last Worlds. So, Taitetsu, what are you expecting for this match tonight?
I don't know. I expect KDCM to always have a little something up their sleeve, map strat wise. Very, very smart team. That being said, Jay's not here, so I don't know if that changes things or not. I've played with a lot of the players on KDCM there. Wade Barrett, Silnaga, Norman Gunder, Stool Softener, all very good players. I drop a lot with Logic Prime. He's a beast. Call Me Gil, Whiskey, very, very solid pilots all around. That being said, the other team also very strong pilots, obviously, like you called them household names. I think, like G, I think he started playing the same time I did, and I don't know, I took like a little couple-month break and came back, and he was just killing everybody. So very, very fun to watch these pilots play. JP Django, like he's kind of my, I don't know, spirit animal player. Like he does lots of really fun light mech stuff. Really fun to watch.
I need to check something here real quick with both teams. We have some. The thing is, people, according to the rules, team 1 is defining which is home server. Coalition is listed as an EU team, therefore it would be EU. But if the NA is good, we agree. Yeah, GRAM is fine with it as well. But if both teams agree to a different server setting, it can be changed to another setting. And in this case, both teams are fine with NA, therefore we are changing the server to NA. Perfect. So Tide, we saw a quite interesting match on the first drop earlier with Revenants against 228.
Yes.
On Alpine Peaks, and maybe we jump on the map really quick while the teams are still getting ready. And you can give us a little bit of insight what to expect here.
Mind you, I was still trying to fumble through my controls, so I missed a little bit what was going on. But KDCM was Team 1, and they actually sent a mech up the mountain. They pulled a range strat.
228 was Team 1 in the match earlier today. But KDCM is Team 2 this time. We have Coalition on the Team 1 side. Team 1 side was 228, as we mentioned earlier. And they tried to pull a range threat on a very, very light drop. So for everybody who's watching, what you should know, there's tonnage limitations. Drop 1 is limited to 210 tons maximum in a 7 versus 7. Therefore, it is kind of extremely light. Team 1 is locked, by the way, in Alpha Charlie. So what do you expect from Team 1 here?
I honestly don't know what people do on Team 1 side on this map on this such a late drop here. You know, I told you the last stream Alpine has changed a little since the last time I've done comp on it.
Mm-hmm. We have Theta now on top of the mountain, right?
Yeah. Yes, very different. So uncertain if they're actually going to split up their mechs a little bit, pull a little bit of range in the back with some frontliners to guard them, or if they're just pretending that they're doing such things, and meanwhile they're just gonna send it. You know, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And with GRAM, I read a post in the forums recently. I don't know from when it was, but it was kind of a discussion of who is the best pilot in the game. And what I found quite interesting, while a lot of common names were mentioned, of course, some of the top pilots made the argument that GRAM most likely is the most complete pilot in the game right now. So maybe a quick shout out to our audience here in the chat. Would be great to hear what you're thinking about that. But the argument is beside his very good individual skills, of course. He has probably one of the best understanding in terms of the game, in theorizing builds and everything, and even post-game analysis. And I've had the pleasure to helping in scrims for EQ in one of the Blood Leagues, and was able to play with a couple of these people for a short while, at least in scrims. Didn't play a single drop in the tournament, obviously, with this strong competition of pilots for starting positions. But it was quite an experience, and GRAM has really an incredible understanding of the game. So it's always there's always something to expect from him in terms of strategy. And if there's anybody able to pull off a very light range threat on this map, it's probably GRAM. But as you said, they could be just sending it as well. By the way, their team 2 is still, I'm not sure, they are almost green all over the board. They're going Alpha Bravo maybe, which could mean they are going more topside for EPSI, which would suggest to me this is full on brawl, send it kind of a strategy, if they don't want to go for Theta or anything like that, and if they are locked. So we are launching. A quick overlook in the lobby as well. This is how the teams are set up, and we are about to jump into the map.
Oh, Jay's rim broke, so he's stuck in LA.
Oh wow.
Unfortunate.
Indeed. But it happens. The teams are still loading into the map. I'm here on the team 1 side, where we expect the coalition dropping close to the EPSI spawn.
I'm looking in the ships here on the team, I believe team 2 side, and looks like a little, let's see, kind of fast skirmishy. That's my guess. A lot of, I'm guessing a lot of AP plasma here. We'll see once they actually come down. Here we go. So yeah, KDCM, we got a Vulcan, Cicada, Misslings, Kitbox, Flea FA, Raven 2X, Locust 3V.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
Oh, Raven's got range. ER larges on the Raven and the Vulcan. Interesting.
I'm gonna switch into your perspective real quick. Maybe you can jump into the max.
Locust is DPS. Call me kills, 3 ER large. I think I'm gonna fumble if I jump into the max, to be honest.
If you press F1, you can go right into their cockpits.
They have resource point Gamma.
Nope. It's not working.
Okay. No worries.
But the Kit Fox is also 3 ER large. Lots of ER large, and they're going right up the mountain. Very fun. What we got on team 1?
Lots of ER large as well. I see Neandra in a Kit Fox with 3 ER larges, for example. And Coalition is definitely spreading out here. They are going for Sigma. They grabbed EPSI, of course. Chickenman here in an Arctic Wolf, which is ER large and 6 streak SRNs. JP in the Incubus 4 with ER larges and Micropulse. Stimrogue, Incubus 1. Can I click him? Come on, Stim. There we go. ER larges, machine guns, Micropulse lasers. this is definitely a range threat. Krasnopesky here.
The Piranha is running up the mountain. There's the Piranha G-Ram. He's gonna potentially have a 2v1 or a 1v2 rather.
And I'm gonna jump there real quick so we have a look. G-Ram fighting the Locust and the Flea, but he's jumping down. He doesn't want to take that fight against Zelniger and Way of the Ferret, which makes a lot of sense, and he didn't take a lot of damage in the Piranha there, but contested Zeta at least. He is 3 smalls and 3 medium pulse lasers, and basically, as we said, if anybody is trying to pull off a range threat on this map, it's probably G, but it seems like this time both teams try to play more rangy, right? But KDCM trying to close in here.
Yep, Niandir's doing a really good job focusing down lags.
Yeah, large max.
Right lag on those two.
Large max coming in here for KDCM. With Chickman just around the corner. And Krasnopesky in the Irby. Krasno already took a lot of damage because look at that. KDCM has the Mistlinks, Jormungandr, high up on the mountain. And he is of course 2 larges as well. Getting angles on the max in the low ground, especially Krasnopesky here in the Irby. I wonder, might he be... He's slow, he might be lagged already. No, he's not. But his leg's pretty hurt. He got a couple of shots in the back, so needs to be careful. Right now we have... Both teams have a 2 cap. Kappa is being approached by KDCM at the moment. And
Niandir just took a bad burn CT.
And it's really difficult to have a good overwatch about everything that's going on here. KDCM is gonna have might get the Kappa cap. If they touch it, it would of course mean that for the coalition they would know that the enemy team is down a mech or 2 at least.
Yeah, I think
and it looks like
you're not gonna see G.
I think
Up there.
yeah, I think it definitely looks like Coalition wants to engage with KDCM rather sooner than later here, because they have a bit more backup weapons than the mechs down here for KDCM. But the 2 mechs from KDCM are coming in the back, the Flea and the Locust.
Yeah, but they're easily getting turned around.
They are getting turned around by Neandra here and the Kid Fox. She has amazing overwatch. She definitely informed her team what's going on. JP Django is having a look into that direction as well. Tower got Whiskey Tango Fox down. So good job on this side. And they start to work the corner here more. Tower and Chickenman working the corner. But the Locust and the Flea are coming in now against Stimrauk. Trying to engage him.
Oof, this is gonna be rough.
It's gonna be rough. JP Django is coming in to help against the Flea. Zelniger already lagged and getting finished off really quickly. 2 down for KDCM. Stimrock died nonetheless. Way of the Ferret is working JP Django. He's taking him down. It was not exactly a fair fight. Neandra is on top of the mountain. Way of the Ferret is going for her. In the meantime, the fight is going on over here. Krasnopesky finishing off Logic Prime. They are working Call Me Jill in the Cicada right now. He should be lagged and going down any second. Yeah, there he goes down. Stool Softener, left leg wide open, is getting lagged here as well. Neandra is fighting against Way of the Ferret, is trying to survive for as long as possible to buy time for her team. And now it's just Jormungandr and Way of the Ferret. Jormungandr still on top of the mountain. Pretty fresh. And Neandra now getting support from her team. They are working on lagging and killing Way of the Ferret. Neandra goes down from self-destruct, probably overheating. And now they have a 3 cap, and they are left to finish Jormungandr on top of the mountain. G-Rim is coming up in the Piranha. He's still pretty fresh. Just some damage on the arms and minor damage to his armor. German Gundar's still trying to get some shots on the enemies, but Jiram is closing in here, and the Mistlings should have a hard time against him. He's almost legged. Right leg, both legs open now for German Gondor, and as soon as he goes down, this drop goes to the coalition.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
Strong first drop, and as we could see, it is possible to definitely pull off a range threat here on this map, even if it's a light drop like this one. But this is the amazing thing about these kind of Division A matches. You have very experienced pilots with so much knowledge about the game, and the skills to actually pull this off. And if you're looking at the damage, Krasnopesky in the Irby 420 top damage for the coalition. On the KDCM side, 396 dual softener in the Raven 2X. Beside that, overall, quite nice damage spread on both teams. And a very interesting first drop.
It was interesting. Wasn't really sure early on. It almost seemed like KDCM was getting the upper hand a little bit for a moment there.
Mm-hmm.
I think their lights had a hard time getting into the engagement and becoming useful. And I think during that time, the other guys were able to outtrade KDCM a little bit.
Okay, we are switching to drop 2 to Ceres Metal Scrapyard. And what do you think, Tide? Should we have a look at the map there as well?
At Scrapyard?
Yeah. Trying to find the map. Stratvoid. Oh, you got it. Perfect. Wonderful.
Right. So, okay, so KDCM is Team 2 in the northeast, and Coalition is Team 1 in the southwest. I still think the fight's going to take place mostly in the southeast side of Theta.
Mm-hmm.
There are places on the edge of the map you can do control when there's only 3 cap points, but it's really tough when there's 5, so I think you do have to take a more centralized position to control the map better.
So on Team 1 side we have Coalition again, with probably, I mean, Chickman is leading the team. As far as I know, GRAM, he will definitely give some input, but I mean, they all have so much knowledge of the game, every single one of them. Could be. I'm really curious to see what we're gonna see from them here on this map. We've seen some teams doing really well with pop-totting. There was some approaches to bring a little bit more laser movement. Ceres is a tricky map to play. Usually you try to kind of be on the high ground in a way, control the canyons, and get some damage into your opponents before they're actually able to approach you. And therefore I would expect from the Team 1 side that they try to get some map control around Delta 3, Delta 4, getting Overwatch on Theta, having that 3 cap control, and creating kind of a kill box. In terms of the back approaches, it's kind of important for them that they can keep this area here behind them clear, but this is by positioning somebody on the Delta 3 side, seeing an early approach and being able to circle around. And the same is probably true for the other side as well. Team 1 seems to be almost ready. They are green all over the board with 2 people in Alpha, 1 in Bravo, and 4 in Charlie, so kinda left side heavy. And Team 1 is locked. KDCM is getting ready to get into their lances as well. 350 tons here from Team 1 side from the coalition. As I mentioned, 350 is the tonnage limit for this drop, for drop 2 and 3. And I'll give you a quick look of the lobby again. So what is the chat saying? He said earlier, Jay's rim broke, so he's stuck in LA. Poor guy. He loves Los Angeles. Okay, at least that. Jay, happy you can watch this match at least and cheer for your team. Ash a little bit impatient here with the ready up time. But I hope things are going faster now. We'll see. I mean, what do you expect, Jay? Ash, without Jay, what should they do?
Yeah, it's tough to... Sounds like it was a surprise too that he wouldn't be there, so like last minute scrambling to figure everything out. It's really tough. Get all your ducks in a row.
I mean, most people who have been in comp for a while have been there. It's really a pain if, especially if one of your team leaders is missing, or even both team leaders are missing, then Tios is not here as well.
Especially when it's unexpected.
That's the last thing you want to happen to you in an important match like this one. So KDCM working on setting up the team in the right way, hopefully.
So I wonder with Team 1's Charlie Lance, I expect them to be their traders mostly sitting maybe more on the back line, kind of not what I was exactly expecting. Maybe they have some angles they control Gamma and Theta from there.
Yeah, indeed.
Let the enemy come to them.
I mean, there could be some sneaky play going on. And they are locked. Perfect.
Yep. Absolutely. Never
Then we are launching. There could be some sneaky play going on. Stimrock being in Charlie Lance. I know that he kind of likes to sneak behind the enemy team and getting some backshots in. He usually gets a little bit of freedom in terms of the builds he's using to do funny stuff like that. And I'm wondering if we are going to see some rocket launchers from him today as well. Seen that before at least. Would be kind of funny.
Alright, jump into some of the spaceships here and see what I see for KDCM. Phoenix Hawk, Crusader. That's kind of hard to see. And Enforcer or Dervish, can't quite tell. I think it's Enforcer. And Shadowcat, Vulcan, Flea, and Viper. So
okay.
Pretty skirmishy and one dropship. And here we go.
Getting back to the match. Teams are coming in. I'm here.
Dervish. Okay.
I'm on the KDCM side here. Dervish, Phoenix Hawk, Crusader, Vulcan, Shadowcat, Viper, Flea. And I think I'm gonna try to jump into the cockpits here. Yeah. Crusader with small lasers, full small lasers, Phoenix Hawk, 7S, small lasers, snub-nose PPCs, Dervish with streak SRMs and medium pulse, Viper, small pulse machine guns, Mech Shot Flea, Shadowcat, Plasma, Epigas, snub-nose Mech Shot Vulcan, Krasnopesky, medium pulse, ER smalls, here Coalition Neandra, light machine guns, large pulse, ER mediums, bit more range here on this side, snub-nose Irby, Kid Fox, light machine guns, medium pulse, JP Django Vulcan, snub-nose Mech Shots, Marauder 2C, ER larges in the back, Monkey Gyatso, GRAM in the Summoner G with medium pulse, large pulse. It's more of a range approach. And that's gonna be it. Let's jump out of this and give us a bit of the Overwatch. KDCM pushing the EPSI side strongly. They are coming up that Delta 4 channel that I was mentioning earlier. And of course that's a position that's being defended here by Monkey Gatsu in the back, in the Marauder.
Yep. Strong push from KDCM.
Very much.
Gunder's already down almost.
And they are on Chicken Man right now. He's trying to escape here, but that's going to be tricky. Coalition trying to build up some crossfires here. JP Django jumping into the back of Call Me Jill. He's with the streaks. Whiskey fighting against Chicken Man. Monkey being attacked by Stool Softener and Jormungandr, but he's pretty hurt already. So in terms of percentages, KDCM is not looking that great. Let's see if they are able to turn it around with their more close range builds. Logic killing GRAM, Stool Softener destroyed Krasnopesky, Monkey. But Jormungandr went down in the meantime. Whiskey Tango is not looking very well. Krasnopesky is trying to... He's getting chased by 4 people in the meantime.
He's got to turn a fight. He's RCT one touch.
Call Me Jill is getting destroyed by the rest of the other team. Krasno finally went down. Yeah, it's 3 down for Coalition here. But Call Me Jill is gone down now, so it's equal in terms of kills. Percentage-wise, it seems like Coalition is looking a little bit better.
Yes.
The Elnega is coming in on Chicken Man. Chicken Man probably lagged and can't escape here. Yes, left leg wide open. He should be going down any second. Stimrock fighting against Way of the Ferret and the Flea. That's an uneven fight. Chicken Man finally going down. Stim trying to get the kill on the Crusader here, finishing him off. He's able to pull that off. In the meantime, Neandra is fighting off Stool Softener and Logic Prime. That's not looking too good. JP Django is coming in. Neandra pretty hurt as well. Stool Softener is going down. Logic pretty hurt in the Shadow Cat, but he's fighting JP now. This is still close. Logic is fighting JP Django. Maybe he should have finished the Irby. But their Logic goes down. And then we have only the fight of Stimrock. He's still alive against that Flea. Pulling this fight out this long in the Kitfox is quite a huge thing.
Yes, no,
even the Ferret got Flea got lagged. He gets a kill on Stimrock finally in the end, but...
Oh, very close, look at that.
Very close. Coalition was able to pull that around. JP, both open CT. Neandra half down to 3 light machine guns. Wow, that was intense. And let's have a look at the damage numbers. That's going to be interesting. On the Coalition side, Stimrock 520 in the Kitfox. That's extremely impressive. 486 for JP Django. The Marauder with 400 damage. Getting a lot of damage out early on. I think that was very strong for them. Weakening KDCM in their approach. On the KDCM side, Logic put up quite an amazing fight. 504 in the Shadowcat Mitsubishi. 432 for Stool Softener. Jormungandr got killed quite early in the Vulcan. Very, very intense and interesting fight, if you ask me. But another win for the Coalition here. And that means we are going to jump back into the lobby right now and getting ready for changing the teams. Gonna change sides now. Should be it. In this case again, I appreciate a lot that KDCM, all of them have the same text. That makes changing sides so much more convenient and easy.
Very thoughtful.
Yes. I'm sure they did this especially for me, because I can't tell them apart otherwise. So we have more people in the chat right now. Welcome everybody who joined us a little bit later. We just finished drop 2 of tonight's match, Coalition with KDCM. It's 2 against 0 in favor of Coalition. The teams are getting ready for drop 3 right now, which is gonna happen on Serious Metal Scrapyard as well. And I'm gonna put team 1 on the clock here to make sure that things are going fast enough. Teams usually have 5 minutes time to get ready to get locked. In terms of Division A games, in most cases they should use a lot less. Some teams like to draw their time out as far as they can, but I do not expect too much of that from these two teams here tonight. And maybe, what do you think, Ted? Should we have a quick look at the map strat?
Sure.
I mean, we can have kind of a quick discussion of what was going on the map.
The last match there? Or?
Yeah, the last drop. I mean,
yep.
From what we have seen, Coalition was setting up more in the back, with Monkey Yatsu here in this sniping position in the far back, and the rest of the team basically positioning up on Delta 4 to Delta 2 hills. And while KDCM was coming in this Charlie 5 Delta 5 to Echo 4 line, there was a lot of cover fire from Coalition during the approach. While KDCM was a lot more brawly, it turned out to be very, very close in the end, with individual fights going on here in the area, some additional here, some happening more here in the area before the match was finished roughly in this area in the end. A lot of pew pew, yes!
Yeah, no, just KDCM just sent it down that low lane there, where I drew the red line, and Monk was right there just to light him up, and the rest of the team was right there in front of him to help out.
I mean, ultimately, of course, he got killed, and that's what you need to be aware of if you are the heavy guy that can't get away fast enough in case of a brawl push, but your job is basically to stay alive for as long as possible and dish out as much damage earlier on as you can.
He did his job, 400 in a very short amount of time.
Absolutely.
I think it was Jormungandr, took the bullet for his team there. Basically, he got destroyed real quick.
Absolutely, and he actually lived quite long when falling back down to the back and taking out a lot of damage as well. That gave his team time to reposition a little bit. As well as, I think in the end there was an individual fight going on between Stimrock and the Flea from KDCM somewhere around the Delta 4 area, while the others were fighting off the remaining mechs of KDCM. And
I was watching that fight very closely. I believe it was Stimrock. He did a very excellent job protecting his damaged leg and just dragged that on for a very long time. Wayfarer just couldn't get the other leg.
Yeah, he was in the Incubus ride against that Flea. Kind of
that, it might have gone the other way.
Pun?
If he didn't last that long, it may not have gone their way. The other two mechs were Cord CT, and that's a Flea 19. It would have been
that would have been nasty.
To kill one of them and 2 to get the other.
Team 1 is
Still
locked.
A tall order, but
absolutely. So for the next drop, KDCM is on the Team 1 side right now. So let's clean this up a little bit, and they are locked. While Coalition was setting up Charlie side heavy, KDCM is now setting up Alpha side heavy with 4 people in Alpha, 1 in Bravo, and 2 in Charlie. So they are looking more at the right side here again, probably trying to get control of Delta 4. Different kind of approach. I would expect them to be more brawly again, and from what we have seen before from the Coalition, should be more tradey. What do you think?
It's hard to say because you know they're such a strong team. They can win in many different ways. Obviously, they just won with the previous strategy. They might just do the same thing again. It's mostly a mirror map. It's not terribly different from one side to the other.
Yeah, I'm just having...
I wouldn't be surprised though if they have a completely different strategy up their sleeve though. Just throw a different look.
Just having a quick look at the chat. Oh, there was probably a 90-second net during the fight. Unfortunately, guys, I need to tell you, I have no control over the ads. I can't turn this on or off. If you don't like that, please send a ticket to the MWO comp people who are in control of these kind of things, Livefish and whomever else. I'm not even sure who can do something about that. I'm just streaming here. Team 2 is locked, so let's launch the teams. They are Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. So if you look at the map thread, Charlie Heavy, 4 Max and Charlie, so they are going into the direction of KDCM, basically taking the same kind of approach. This Delta 4 side is a very strong side in general, so teams tend to want to have control over this side of the map. And therefore it's not such a big surprise to see them going up this way. I mean, it was kind of a different kind of approach for Coalition in the game before, but they still paid a lot of attention to it with this Overwatch mech in the back. And I will jump into your perspective, and you're jumping into the dropships already. While the teams are still loading into the map, we can have a look at what the teams might be bringing here.
Alright, I am in... Who's team 1 this time?
Team 1 should be KDCM.
Alright, I believe I'm in KDCM. What? Oh, well, here we
No,
go.
no, yes, team 1 is KDCM.
Alright, Hellfire, Dervish, Incubus, Phoenix Hawk, Shadowcat, Viper, and Vulcan. Seems pretty skirmishy.
I think I'm gonna jump into one of the mechs real quick here.
It's a Saber, typical build.
And go through the
Snub Max and the Vulcan.
Okay, we have Basalt and a Bullshark, ear large Gauss rifle, ear mediums. Neandra, large pulse, light machine gun, Husky, Bullshark 5, GRAM, Shadowcat, AP Gauss plasmas, Krasnopevsky, Kid Fox, medium pulse, light machine guns, Django, Vulcan, Snaps, Mag Shots, Chicken Man, Irby, Snapnose, PPCs, Selnaiga, Hellfire, Hex, large pulse, interesting, Stool Softener, Viper, small pulse machine guns, Incubus Saber for Way of the Ferret with SMs and machine guns. Jill Streaks, Whiskey Tango, Small Laser, Snapnose, Logic Prime, again in the Shadowcat, AP Gauss, Plasmas, Yomangundor, Vulcan again, Stimrock, Mag Shots, PPC, Blackjack Arrow, Neandra, Hashki. Let's get out of here and get an Overwatch. There's first engagements going on here already.
G-Gun early hit on Jormungandr. So, yeah, Coalition spreading out and taking angles. Meanwhile, KDCM balling up a little bit and getting in close. I think this is the right move for KDCM, just to close the distance a little bit.
But at the same time, Coalition is building kind of a killbox here. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. JP is getting shots in from the side, circling around Theta a little bit, trying to get into a position to get back shots. A lot of UAVs up here. Coalition definitely well aware what's going on here. They, with more range, they're getting some early shots in. Yomangundor is pretty hurt already. Stool Softener is losing early damage on a lot of the KDCM max. Basalt up high. He's taking some damage now, but he's getting good shots in. He might need to drop down soon, but he keeps the position. Neandra in the Irby taking good shots in. If you look just at the percentages, KDCM is bleeding so much armor here. I mean, they will get Basalt down, but at what price?
Look at how spread Coalition is. How
Yes.
How are they going to move to the next mech? They'll have to go one by one.
They will. Yeah, KDCM is really struggling.
Surrounded.
They are completely surrounded. They are in a big kill box here, and it will. I think it's almost decided already. If there's no major mistakes from Coalition here anymore, it should be basically at this point more or less over if you're looking at the percentages.
Yep.
Call me Jill,
Excellent.
trying to escape. Chicken Man is fighting Stool Softener here. Jill's going down. Krasnopesky killed Zelnaiga. They're trying to chase down Chicken Man and Yandra. That just means that in the meantime, the rest of Coalition is killing Way of the Ferret in the Incubus. Logic.
Still has a little armor.
Yeah, he finally got Chicken Man as well. And they might be chasing Yandra right now here. Logic is on her tail, with Jormungandr and Whiskey Tango coming in, but support is not far away. And are they clawing back here a little bit at least?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, they got some kills in, but Whiskey Tango and Jormungandr are both pretty hurt. Jormungandr open CT basically. Logic is still pretty good, but hurt in the legs.
G-Ram, leg, and CT are hurt. He's legged.
Krasnopesky up high, he's getting a really good shot into Logic here. All of KDCM now basically one touch. Whiskey finally going down. JP Django coming in completely fresh, getting a good shot on Logic in. Jormungandr both. They are both one touch. Jormungandr going down and Logic is gonna be the last.
Yep.
Against pilots like GRAM, JP, Krasnopesky, it's pretty hard to turn anything around. Logic dying here probably to heat. And this is a quite good and clear victory for the Coalition.
So tough to make that call to push in over all that open ground there to get down to the I believe it was a bull shark. Is that what it was? Yeah.
And at the same time, they don't have much of a choice, do they? I mean, they are a lot more short range than the Coalition. They had to push in at some point, and the longer they wait, the more they will bleed armor. And big respect to Coalition here for how they positioned themselves.
Yeah.
And let's have a look at the damage. Coalition.
Pretty strong numbers across the board there.
Krasnopesky 572, GRAM Shadowcat 568. That's extremely strong. Basalt and the Bullshark first to die, still with 314. Pretty good as well. Neandra Irby 345. She was chased down as well, and even Chicken Man 307. Very strong all over the board. KDCM struggling a lot more. Whiskey Tango in the Phoenix Hawk, he went down quite early. He was one of the first to be target. 97 damage for him. The Hellfire 137 top damage on KDCM. At 385 for Jill, closely followed by Logic in the Shadowcat with 383. Jormungandr still 335, so you can see some of the KDCM mechs had no time to dish out proper damage, and therefore a well-deserved drop one for the Coalition here. So we are coming back into the lobby, and we are about to switch to the last map of the night, which is going to be Forest Colony Snow. We have KDCM on team 1 side. And I'm having a quick look at the chat. Temporary X is asking here for predictions here. By the way, we have a 5-minute delay, so nobody can take advantage of the stream as usual, but nobody wants to gamble with temporary set times. Raise 1 billion tickets for life. Make his weekend. Yeah, don't raise 1 billion tickets for life. Life is a great guy. He was putting in so much effort into the MWO comp scene. and I think there might be some adds-on to support with the cost for whatever this takes. I have no clue. Maybe get Nitro for the Discord and stuff like that. So I think there's a reason behind it. Blue Devil spawn like a charity auctioneer. Magus weekend. We'll see about that. So while KDCM is getting ready for forest colonies now, what do you think, Tide? Should we have a look at the map thread again?
Sure.
Switching to the map thread. Forest colonies now. KDCM on team 1 side. Coalition on team 2 side for drop 4 tonight. So I would say, while lower division teams might like to brawl a little bit on this map, from teams like that, I would expect more trady approaches with a bit of pop-tarting, maybe a bit mid-range stuff.
Yep. Very hard map to push against a good team on.
It's a lot about Kappa, isn't it? I mean, both teams will try to.
Concerned, everything is about Kappa on this map. like team 2, you need to secure it. Team 1, you need to contest it and then get it back. Like otherwise, you can't stay in your decent trade spots. You have to move up.
So what we're probably gonna see from the team 1 side is setting up some traders, maybe here in the area, maybe here in the area, maybe a bit more around Charlie 5 or a bit more forward close to Sigma. The usual spots for the team 2 side are certainly here. If they want to play a bit more forward, they can even move up to Theta somewhere here in the area as well. And the more skirmishy stuff might be around a radio tower in Bravo 3 for team 2 side. In the match earlier today, you already told me for the team 2 side, it's 100 meters less to get to Kappa, and it's open ground. You can run in a straight line, right?
Yes, like you can see it on the map there. Bravo to Kappa is a straight line. Unfortunately for team 1, it's slightly further distance, and you have to curve your route a little bit. You have to come around a little bit, come up, come around, and then you wind up here, and they're basically already on Kappa. Good news is you can contest them, but you might also be taking shots from the traders that are already on their spots because they're right there at the spawn. So
and you have this little ridge here, right, where you don't have direct lines on Kappa with your traders,
right,
to basically prevent a Kappa cap from the team 2 side.
Yeah. Sometimes if the water is neglected, the southernmost mech can get a shot on a line on Kappa, but that's a big if, especially against this team.
Absolutely. Let's see how far KDCM is. They are green all over the board. Just need to call locked. And then it's time for Coalition to set up their alliances. So far it looks like we have 4 Alpha, 2 Bravo, 1 Charlie, which is pretty waterside heavy. 4 seems excessive, to be honest. Could this be something like a Dakar push or anything like that on KDCM side? I mean, trading against the pilots of Coalition is quite a challenge, so I would understand if they try to find a different kind of approach.
Looking at the pilots in the Lance, I'm honestly not sure what they're going for there. It's a mix of
it's not really
push.
Yeah, that's right. But having four mechs on team 1 side in the Alpha Lance is kinda uncommon, to be honest.
Yes. If anyone's gonna pull off a weird push strat, it's gonna be KDCM.
We'll see about that. Gonna jump back into the lobby here so our viewers can see what's going on in the lobby. As you can see, KDCM set up 4 Alpha, 2 Bravo, 1 Charlie. Charlie certainly going for should he be going for Kappa right away? Actually trying to pull that off? Or is it just a Sigma cap mech? GRM calls locked. Team 2 was ready within 30 seconds basically. So we are not letting anybody wait. We are simply dropping into drop 4 here, for a Snow Classic. No reason to let anybody of the teams wait. If they call locked, we just go. So temporary access was calling next predictions up, 2 minutes. But nobody's taking the bait. Temporary access. Seems like nobody wants to have a bet with you.
We're looking at Team 2 side. I see Bullshark, Xe, Blackjack. Right, and the little guys, Hunchback, Intersphere Hunchback, Marauder, Jenner 2C, and a Commando DO3.
Yeah, we have a Bullshark here on the KDCM side, Gauss, ER Larges, Beagle, AP Gauss, ER PPCs, Spider, Snapshot, Snackshot, Shadowcat, AP Gauss, Plasma, Stalker, 5 ER Larges, Marauder 2C, 6 ER Larges. And I'm skipping through the mechs here real quick, so you can get an idea. Small lasers, AP Gauss, ER PPCs, ER Larges, more ER Larges. Traders are already exchanging a lot of shots here. Spider on Sigma. Stalker 5S trying to find targets. Let's get out of here.
The camp. Did take a little damage to his torso, does not matter on that mech.
KDCM very aggressive towards Kappa here. It was kind of a bait how they set up their lances. They are pushing Chicken Man here in the commando, but there's a lot of Overwatch on the radio tower with Bounty Hunter, Hunchback and Jenna. Chicken Man was able to bail out, Stulzov not taking quite some damage. The traders of KDCM going to the water side, Marauder, Stalker and Logic Prime and the Beagle taking the spot.
GRAM is just lighting up Logic, I think, here. Yep, Logic took a bad hit. They didn't see him across.
Oh yeah, I see.
See, they're pushing up this one angle here. And she's
very good cross shots from GRAM. I mean, of course, Logic might try to get a back shot on him, but GRAM will be covered by Stimrock and the Blackjack Arrow here with the PPCs, Passault in the back, and the Bullshark. M is looking quite good. Dual Gauss, 6 ER Larges, it's quite of a nasty build. It's interesting for me to say Stimrock here and the Blackjack, they definitely saved some tonnage in terms of their traders for this, so they could bring up the Marauder Bounty Hunter 2 to the radio tower and have a strong trade presence there as well with the ERPPC Gauss Rifle and some additional small lasers as backup. Strong strike here on them. Krasnopevsky
have to push up their traders a little bit.
With PPCs here as well in the Hunchback. GRAM taking quite some shots, crossfire shots here from Stulzov and the Shadowcat maybe.
A lot of it hit his arm.
Logic going behind the ship, getting lit up a little bit by GRAM here. How's the trades going for KDCM overall? I mean, they're still pretty fresh. They're definitely trading out of range. I'm not sure if this is really gonna help them, because they are not gonna deal a lot of damage from back there. I mean, at least Whiskey not. Jill in the Bullshark might have some trouble here as well. Yamangundor is better in terms of range, but I'm not sure how many shots he gets in from there. And the tricky part for KDCM is still Coalition has recap. And
I misspoke earlier. It was not Logic. It was Stool that GRAM hit really hard.
All right. Yes, and Stool's sitting up there close to Kappa. He probably has a job to get that Kappa cap at some point. But with the crossfire from GRAM and the Executioner close to Theta, there's basically no chance, and that's the kind of map control Coalition is is having here. Oh, strong shot on Zelnaira and the spider from GRAM here.
Oh,
He's lighting him up again.
yes.
Oh wow, that
was
was
rough.
really rough. He's going into the tunnel now. He has an open right torso, followed by Way of the Ferret and the commando. I mean, KDCM is well aware. Tickets are against them. They have no chance to take Kappa. With this overwatch from GRAM on Kappa, they need to make something happen. So it's kind of a desperate move to go through the tunnel right now. Getting some backshots, most likely. They will try to get some backshots on the enemy here. Getting out of the tunnel. Way of the Ferret going right for Django in the Jenna Fury here, but the rest of the team will be able to turn around. Stool Softener was coming in over the top but got killed. And
I think he went in just a hair too early.
Forgot to set up here the percentages and the pilots, so you can see that as well. You can see in terms of percentages, KDCM is going down quickly right now, 1 by 1. That push didn't pay off. I have to say, unfortunately, kinda as expected. 3 people against 4, them turning around, Basalt and the Bullshark sitting up there. Didn't even need to do anything, might not have been able to do something. Stimrock moving up now against Jormungandr and Logic Prime. Taking some shots here, GRAM is getting some shots in on them as well. Working on Jormungandr and the Marauder and on Logic and the Weagle. Stimrock taking some crossfire here from the Bullshark, from the left side of course, but the rest of the coalition is already on the way to finish them off. Jormungandr going down any second.
Like coming up behind the Bullshark.
Stimrock died in the end. Can have a quick look at that. Bullshark already down, so Logic and Whiskey are the last guys standing here. Whiskey is gonna be next. Pretty hurt already. Yeah, I barely can get to them as fast enough to see how they are going down. Logic overheated probably, or he's not even fighting back anymore.
No, he just stopped moving.
Yeah.
He had no weapons, so he was the last guy.
Yep. So decisive victory for Coalition in this drop.
Yes.
Executed map control perfectly. And maybe you can give us some insights in terms of damage numbers.
GRAM and Basalt is doing an excellent job in the back line, even doing over 600 damage apiece. Whereas with the close range hunchback, no, the ERP punchback rather, and then the Marauder doing almost 500 apiece, and then everybody else chipping in just fine.
Yeah.
And look, KDCM Logic almost pushed 800 damage. That is, I'm not even sure where he got that damage. That's very impressive.
It's really impressive. I mean, I've seen him playing that mech a lot in quick play as well, and he's an incredible pilot. But especially if you're in a match that seems a little bit more one-sided, where the enemy team has so much control, dishing out this amount of damage is extra difficult. So hats off to him.
Yeah. KDCM had 3 mechs sort of pressuring the radio tower, and I feel like GRAM just kind of bid his time, and then they stayed their welcome and got lit up, and then they had to play kind of cagey from there, and it's hard to play cagey when you're down on caps, and
yeah,
enemy team has better trade spots and stuff. So team 1 is really tough.
I'm changing sides again. So far Coalition won every drop for 0. We are heading into the last drop of the night. Still on the same map. Having a quick look at the chat if there's anything going on. No, Temporary Access couldn't find anybody who wanted to bet with him. I can't blame you guys. And to be fair, with the roster Coalition is bringing here to this tournament, for this match for sure, they are the clear favorite. They won their match last week against Crossfire 5-0 as well. KDCM unfortunately lost 5-0 to Revenants. So that's a pretty rough start for KDCM, but playing two of the stronger teams here in Division A in the first 2 weeks. So hopefully they are going to be able to get a few more points later in the tournament. And Coalition, beside Vigilance, probably the team to beat here in Division A.
100%. Team unlocked.
That's quick, but I wouldn't expect anything else from them.
Not as bad too when you're dropping on the same map.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Summer Mix.
and they have their drop decks well prepared. Scrimmed them a couple of times certainly. They know what they are doing, and they didn't have to handle a situation where your team leader suddenly broke down with issue with his car. So let's have a look at the map strat real quick to get an understanding where Coalition is setting up. They have 1 in Alpha, 2 in Bravo, 4 in Charlie on the Team 1 side. So more top heavy, but as we were noticing in the drop before, KDCM basically tried to bait that they are trying to do something like a water push, but went more to the top side as well, getting control of Sigma, playing close to Kappa. It's probably going to be something in the same direction from Coalition here, but with slight changes, and they might make the difference. And I'm quite interested to see what KDCM is coming up here for their Team 2 side play.
You were talking earlier about who the best player in the game was, and people had suggested G-Ram being the better overall player.
The most complete, most likely, yeah.
Most complete, yeah. Which I think is the right way to think about it, because, you know, how do you compare like a light pilot against an assault pilot, for instance? But someone who can do a little bit of everything and just have a good brain for everything. My question is, does he? I think I remember hearing somewhere he also does drop calling. Does he also drop call on top of everything else?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And of course there are other amazing pilots out there, like Bowser and Slimrock, of course, and Chickenman, certainly Monkey Gatsu as well.
It's just that much more impressive to me when someone can do as well as someone like he does, while also drop calling, because it takes a lot to do both.
Absolutely, it takes away of a lot of attention as well. You can't just look for yourself. You need to think for the team the whole time. You need to think about how to react to the enemy team, what's thinking ahead, basically, while still focusing on your own piloting. That's quite challenging, and everybody who ever tried drop calling will probably agree on that. So if you're playing comp, if you have never tried your hands on drop calling, at least try it in a scrim or something like that. Try it in a training. It's an interesting experience. Oh,
takes a lot of bandwidth.
Absolutely. So Team 2 is getting ready. They have 2 Alpha, 4 Bravo, 1 Charlie, almost everybody green. I'm gonna go back to the map real quick. 2 Alpha, 4 Bravo, 1 Charlie. 4 Bravo, that's topside heavy. Are we gonna see something like a tunnel push from Team 2 side? I'm not willing to believe that, to be honest.
Oh wait, they're still moving people around. No, they moved Wayfarer into Bravo here. Okay, so he's probably snagging Kappa at the very least.
I mean, Team 2 map strat. That's a people up high. Could they try something wild and try a tunnel push?
They could. might. It's tough because now they've got the better trade side. Do they just try their hand at trading with a really tough team and then maybe they come out on top because they got better position now? Or
They are
do
locked. We are launching.
try some shenanigans?
Maybe.
It was, yeah,
Would be interesting.
risky.
I'd like
Not
that.
much for shenanigans.
For sure. That would certainly be interesting to see. And I'd really like to see how this plays out. So, the good thing is we can see the mechs already because there's no dropships coming in, and I'm gonna go through Coalition real quick. We have GRAM in the Blood S, 6 ER largest, Monkey, Marauder 2C, 8 ER largest, Basalt, Bullshark M, 2 Gauss, 6 ER largest, very trade heavy as expected, Django, Phoenix Hawk, ER PPC smalls, Chickman Commando, ER small snubs, Krasnopesky in the Jenna Fury, ER PPC, AP Gauss, and Stimrock in the Blackjack Arrow again. It's basically the same deck, isn't it?
Other side, they did change it up a little bit. They've got a linebacker with Med Pulse, Heavy Machine Gun, Snub Mag. This is a brawl deck. A Snub Mag Blackjack. Yorman Gunter is taking 6 ER large 2DC, Marauder 2C. Wave Ferret, Snub, Commando.
Stalker is probably large as well here. Yeah.
Telnega is taking Skull with kind of a hybrid build, and Whiskey Tango also. So also range.
And this is a tunnel push for KDCM, kinda like we predicted. 4
Yes,
people
they
in the
did leave
tunnel.
Some resources though on the map to distract the enemy.
They left 2 traders on the map to pretend they are trading.
Yeah, but they didn't touch the cap, so.
Ryan pushing up here to the ship. He's of course getting shot in the back from GRAM in the Blood Asp. He took a position up high again.
Right, here we go.
And KDCM coming out of the tunnel by Sigma already. Which should mean usually that the traders of Coalition should rotate more into the water, but so far they seem to hold their ground. Basalt taking some shots in, supporting their medium screeners.
Gunner's still pretty far away trading.
And the Ryan trying to come in here, trying to sneak up on Stimrock and the others. Getting back shots into Krasnopesky, but he's just gonna get killed here because of the overwatch of GRAM. And everybody else. Whiskey Tango moved up in the Stalker, but he's trading with Monkey Gyatso in the Marauder 2C, which I think the Marauder should win this trade, besides he's getting more support.
So
Colonel Jill went down, Linebacker went down already. Logic is gonna be the next target here in the Blackjack. Stool Softener in the Arctic Wolf trying to come in here, and they are trying to push on Basalt, getting a kill at least here. Basalt destroyed Stool Softener, Logic Prime is getting shot from different angles here. Django and Basalt going for him, he should die next here in the Arrow. In the background there's a fight going on between Stimrock and Way of the Ferret in the Commando, which Stimrock wins. And sorry, I forgot to bring up the percentages again. That's on me, guys. Just Jormungandr and Whiskey Tango left, and this is just a question of a couple of seconds. The 2 traders pushing up while the rest was engaging. It was a brave try. It was a really brave try. Jormungandr, last guy.
Shake it up for sure.
Of course. That was fun to watch at least. Percentages or not, that's on me, guys. Sorry. So let's have a quick look at the damage numbers.
It's pretty even spread.
Yeah, pretty even spread. GRAM in the Blood Asp having a lot of overwatch from up top, with top damage, and Monkey in the Marauder. The rest pretty even on the KDCM side. Jormungandr and the Marauder did quite decent damage, 514. 376 for Logic. Yeah, indeed, but I guess he got a lot of shots in while he was approaching and the fight was going on, so that was 3 damage for him. Outside of that, Jill in the linebacker, he got killed on quite early, as well as Ryan on his approach. They simply never really got into range to do something.
Yep.
Alright. That leaves us with another win for the coalition. That's a very decisive victory against KDCM with 5-0. But I would say KDCM tried to sell themselves off as good as they could. Both teams left the lobby already, just Stuhlsofner left here. And I would say this is how we close the stream tonight as well. Taitatsu, thank you so much for co-casting with me. That was a huge help. It's always better to do it together with somebody than alone. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the casting a little bit.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was fun. Appreciate it.
Perfect. Let's do this again, and we wish you a wonderful night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Any issues are on me, and if you have any request for improvement, let me know. Have a good night. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.